This is probably one of the most nostalgic blaster in this channel. Hello, what is up guys, I'm your host Gordon and welcome to another one of my video. What I got over here is of course one of the most nostalgic blaster in this channel. It is a M1887, but this is not from the brand UDL. This is from a brand called YAMZ. I would say that this is a much more toned down version, or I would say like a cheaper version as compared to the previous M1887 from the original UDL. And of course this is all made possible thanks to Mac Potato for helping me to get this blaster for today's review. Mac Potato, local Malaysia online foam dart blaster seller who sells rare imported foam dart blaster just like this over here. So if you guys are interested with one of these, all the necessary information will be provided in the description down below. In the box, we got the blaster itself, 6 shells, 20 darts, a safety goggle, and a manual. The blaster comes with these kind of shells which is similar with the UDL M1887. It also comes with these kind of shortened darts. This is how you load the darts into the shells, and this is how you load the shells into the blaster. Okay, first look at the blaster. As you can see, the aesthetic of the blaster is definitely one of those Winchester M1887. And of course, this is a shell ejecting foam dart blaster. Not to mention that the M1887 is one of the most iconic foam dart blaster in this channel. Alright, let us talk about the build quality of this blaster. As you can see, this is a toned down, or what we call it, a cheaper version of the previous original M1887 from brand UDL. The entire blaster is made out of nylon, including one of these fake wood thing over here. We got at least a aluminum shell storing tube over here, which is a good thing. Unlike the previous M1887, the lever over here is made out of nylon and it's not made out of metal, which is a bummer, because having one of these lever action blaster, definitely you'll be doing a lot of these you know, the Terminator stunts. I would personally prefer to have a metal lever over here, but since this is a cheaper version as compared to the previous one, I'll let it slide because it is a lot cheaper than the UDL version. Thank God they didn't cheap out the materials for the lever over here. At least it is made out of nylon, even though that it looks a little thin for my taste. And the moment when you hold the blaster on hand, thank God it does not really felt cheap. It still felt some kind of a quality in it. The grip of the blaster, pretty comfortable. The lever, just nice. The trigger pull, pretty solid. In terms of Picatinny rail, we got a roll of Picatinny rail on top of the blaster, and it does not look like it is a detachable Picatinny rail, just like the previous UDL. The lever action of the blaster seems pretty smooth. Basically, I would say that the entire blaster looks exactly like the previous UDL M1887. There's not too much things to complain about. You'll only be just expecting less metal or aluminum parts as compared to the previous UDL. And in terms of shells, it comes with one of these shotgun shells as well, same as the UDL. Really like the color separation of the shell over here. As you can see, the bottom part is not metal, it is just painted plastic, but I like it. That's a nice touch. Is it usable with the original UDL? Let us try. And it seems like these shells are interchangeable, just that you want to be a little careful when you actually chamber in the shell, because when you go a little bit too hard, the shell will just pop out, because these shells are a little lighter as compared to the original UDL. Man, the UDL version is a lot heavier, seriously. The maximum loading capacity of this blaster is a 5 shells in the shell loading tube, and of course 1 shell in the chamber, effectively making this a 6-shot blaster. Handling the blaster is pretty straightforward. The shell ejecting works out just fine. The shell loading, I would say, decently smooth. As usual, the shell ejecting blaster comes with one of these slightly shorter darts as compared with the full-length darts. Pretty standard these days for one of these imported blasters. So yep, I guess that's all of the quirks and features of this blaster over here. So without further ado, let us go test the blaster out. Hasta la vista, baby. Okay, we are back, guys. So the performance of the blaster, I would say that it is just okay. It is around 51 FPS all the way to 54 FPS. Not the highest performance though. If you want to hit a target, 4 meters is at best. But in terms of accuracy, hitting a target in 4 meters is actually pretty decent. And of course, the most important thing, especially for these cheaper versions of, you know, shell ejecting from the blaster, operating this blaster, so far, I did not encounter any jams, surprisingly. I thought I might encounter some, and I'm super prepared to critique the heck out of the blaster, but unfortunately, it is smooth sailing. The shell ejecting works out just fine. The shell loading works out just fine. Lever, too thin for my taste. That's just something personal. Let me know in the comment what you guys think about the lever over here. But seriously, so far, after so many trials, after so many tests, it is still in one piece. And of course, will this blaster passes the wall test? Come on, man. It is a Winchester. It is a M1887. Of course, it passes the wall test with flying colors. Oh yeah, one more thing that I have to critique about. The color of the blaster is kinda intimidating. Even though there is like a red plastic piece over here and a little bit of gold over here to make it look more like a toy, I still do not recommend walking around in public with something like this. Maybe try to paint something like an orange tip on it. So yep, I guess that's all of the blasters. Surprisingly, a very simple blaster to review. Many of you guys are pretty familiar with the Winchester M1887 already. So if you guys like this video, feel free to smash the like button because that is actually very important to the channel. I do post video every Saturday and maybe once in a while on Wednesday because these days I'm pretty active on TikTok. But anyway, do remember to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So yep, go ahead and check it out and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Yeah, adios, guys. Hasta la vista, baby.